In times of war, there are many heroes, and they're not all human. During the horrendous bombing campaign over London during World War II, a small canine hero called Rip saved many lives. This is Rip's story. Between September 1940 and May 1941, Germany mounted regular bombing raids over London. Amongst the ruins, they found a small terrier dog. That little dog was named Rip, and he went on to become an unexpected hero as the first unofficial search and rescue dog of World War II. The beginning of Rip's amazing journey started in the early days of the Blitz after particularly heavy shelling. The stray dog was found wandering in a bombed-out street in a residential district of East London called Poplar. His home had been destroyed during one of the raids, and the whereabouts of his family was unknown. The dog was scared, hungry, and alone, searching for scraps to survive. While inspecting bombed-out homes on the same street, Air Raid Warden M.E. King noticed the lost dog and tossed him some food before going back to his business. He expected the dog would leave after finishing the scraps that the warden had thrown to him, but Rip cautiously walked towards him. King had already turned to walk back to his post at the air raid precaution station. One of the warden's duties was to report on bombing incidents in his area. When he looked back to see where the dog had gone, he was surprised to see that it decided to join him on his inspections. By the time they reached the station, a friendship had developed. King's fellow warders were also quick to accept the stray. Rip had found a new home and was adopted by the men as their first official mascot. From the beginning, Rip proved he had a special talent for finding people buried in rubble, even though he had no prior training. They discovered that Rip had an incredible nose and was immediately put to work. King said at the time, it wasn't a question of training him, they simply couldn't stop him. Rip had become the service's first unofficial search and rescue dog. The constant haunting scream of air raid sirens struck fear in the hearts of humans and animals, but Rip was fearless when facing the dangers of exploding bombs. He was fearless as buildings collapsed around him, and fire and smoke didn't deter him from searching for trapped people. King observed that whenever they were out searching amongst the rubble, Rip would twitch his nose when he had found someone buried underneath. Then he would frantically dig amongst the rubble, wagging his tail and yelping to not only notify his rescuer that he had found someone, but his loud yelping would also have assured his victim that help was on the way. Between 1940 and 1941, Rip not only located and saved many human lives, but he also found and rescued countless animals that had been buried in the rubble as well. When he wasn't looking for survivors, Rip followed King as he made his rounds, checking in on underground shelters that protected residents during the night. Rip became a hero, and his reputation preceded him throughout the district, and grateful people welcomed him with treats and affection. His determination in searching for people buried under the rubble of destroyed buildings convinced people of the benefit in training dogs in search and rescue, which ushered in an official training program. Rip's heroic actions didn't go unnoticed by London authorities. They were so impressed with the ability of an untrained dog to sniff out bomb victims that a program to train search and rescue dogs began shortly before the end of World War II. In 1943, an award was created called the PDSA Dickin Medal, which is the highest award any animal can receive while serving in military conflict, which is an animal version of the Victoria Cross. To honour Rip's bravery and devotion to duty, he was awarded this prestigious bronze medal after the war in July 1945. The citation read, "For locating many air raid victims during the Blitz of 1940. It was proudly worn on his collar until his death from old age in 1946. The courageous stray dog became the first of 12 Dickin Medals recipients to be buried in the PDSA cemetery in Ilford, Essex. The words on his tombstone expressed the thanks and love of a grateful nation and read, "R.I.P. DM, for bravery and locating victims trapped under Blitz buildings." In 2009, Rip's Sticking Medal was put up for auction. It was expected to sell for around 10,000 British pounds, or about $13,000 US. But at the close of bidding, the medal fetched an amazing 24,250 British pounds, which is almost $32,000 US. This was a testament to the legacy of a courageous stray dog who braved bombs, fire and smoke to save people during a dark period in history.